In order to understand the UN human rights system, it is necessary to begin with the brief outline of the United Nations itself. We will see the agencies responsible for the protection and promulgation of human rights are part of a much broader institutional structure. Before we start, we need to know what exactly is the United Nations. The international organization known as United Nations was founded in 1945 after the already existent League of Nations failed to live up to its aim as it did not prevent the Second World War. In 1945, 51 countries signed the UN's charter to dedicate to maintain international peace and security. Today, the United Nations have 192 members and many peacekeeping operations. It is an organization that maintains international peace and security, developing friendly relations between nations, and promoting social progress, better living standards, and human rights. While the original charter proclaims the need for global peace, the UN works on fundamental issues such as sustainable development, environment and refugees protection, disaster relief, terrorism, disarmament, and non-proliferation to promoting democracy, human rights, gender equality, and advancement of women, governance, economic and social development, health, and more to ensure to its most extent in achieving its goals and coordinate efforts for a safer world for the present and future generations. The UN system, made up of its agencies and organizations, wish to have this under control. According to the Article 7, the principal organs of the United Nations are the General Assembly, the Security Council, and the Economic and Social Council. For a better understanding, we need to know what are the objectives of these main organs. Purpose of the Economic and Social Council is to assist in promoting international economic and social cooperation and development. ECOSOC has 54 members which are elected for 3-year terms. ECOSOC meets every year around July for a month and since 1998 in April to discuss key committees of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, IMF. ECOSOC functions include gathering information, advising member nations, and making recommendations. It was decided in 1945 that at its first session, ECOSOC should establish a commission for the promotion of human rights as envisaged in the Article 68 of the Charter. In February 1946, ECOSOC established an embryonic commission on human rights, which in due course led to a recommendation that an international Bill of Rights be drafted. That Bill of Rights in the first instance led to the Universal Declaration of 1948 and subsequently the two 1966 covenants. The key here is that the fact that ECOSOC is the principal body that coordinates the economic, social, and human rights of the UN, and it has used its power extensively to the end. Security Council is responsible for deciding certain resolutions for peace and security, maintaining peace and security. Other organs can make recommendations. However, the Security Council has the power to make binding decisions. The Council is made up to 15 member states, which consist of 5 permanent states that are Russia, China, France, UK, and USA. These 5 states were seen as the allied countries of the Second World War, and then 10 non-permanent members who change every 2 years. The 5 permanent members hold a veto power, which means that they have the ability to reject a resolution if they disagree with it or do not believe it is the best solution. Once the Security Council has approved, the UN sends peacekeepers to regions where armed conflict has recently been caused. The UN does not have its own army troops and are voluntarily provided by member states of the UN. General Assembly is the main deliberative assembly. It is composed of all the member states, and it is the only time and place when all the members of the UN have an equal vote, and also when any nation may voice their opinion. All members have the opportunity to address the assembly, however, traditionally. The Secretary General makes the first statement, followed by the President of the Assembly. When voting, each member state has 1 vote. In the General Assembly, 2/3 majority of the present member states is necessary. Issues discussed here and voted upon range from recommendations on peace and security, election of members to organs, admin of members, and funds matter. Assembly can make recommendations on anything in the range of the UN.